What's up, everybody? It's been a while since I've been live, so sorry if I seem a little nervous. Uh, anyway, this is just some talk about the fucking situation over here at YouTube and at the Daily Dope, which is, on its. I've been around for a year. I've been doing this shit, and I'm not a slacker. I've been putting some serious videos down, like in that year that I've been online, I put about 250 videos out, and that's no small, uh, thing. That's like a major like part of my week these days. Um, and it's like, yeah, you can find people that are huge YouTubers that only do like a video every week or sometimes not even that. And I'm not trying to sit here and brag about my overwhelming amount of videos I have on YouTube. It's nothing like that at all. I'm just sitting here talking about what's going on with the channel, what's going on with the situation at YouTube, because it seems like you know ever since I've started this channel, things at the YouTube land has been really rough. All right, to say the very least. We have this thing called the YouTube Party's Over happened. And then there was the YouTube Apocalypse. And basically what it was, for those of you that don't know, we started with the YouTube Party's Over, which was essentially this email that they sent everybody, and it basically just said, hey, we've had these guidelines out there for a while, and we really haven't done anything about it. We just been kind of, fucking around, and hey, we got these guidelines. You can follow them if you want to. Oh, and by the way, sorry, whoever's watching this. Obviously, my dumbass, like I fucking had the camera flipped up the wrong way, so now you're seeing this little mini ass picture in the middle of me sitting here rolling a joint. So whatever, fuck that. I if this was on any other platform, that would probably be normal. But for YouTube, you want it to be sideways. I would want it to be sideways, and I apologize for that. But whatever. So anyway, let me get back to the channel talk. I've gotten a lot of recommendations lately from people in the comments section on Twitter, or I don't know about Twitter, but on some private messages that I've gotten on other platforms about this channel on YouTube. And even people, I've heard people talk to me in person once in a while, give me little ideas about what I could do and shit like that, and it's always kind of fun to listen to or whatever. Like theme music, or a intro, shit like that. Like my dad told me about this idea, this crazy awesome idea he had that maybe I should get some intro, develop an intro. And I don't like the idea. I mean, I don't like intros basically. For example, let me think. I mean, there's a few intros out there on YouTube channels where the dude that does the person that does the videos, it's always the same intro, and I don't like that. And when they're too long, that's really annoying. So that's basically where I stand on intros. I just think they're stupid. In fact, I don't like any kind of a format kind of deal where every time I do a video, I got to follow some kind of format. Even on the weekly podcast, where it's like, okay, I got this basic idea where it's going to be like international news, national news, state news, maybe even local news, because I'm in Michigan. There's a lot of shit going down here all the time. So I kind of do that format, and then there's like health news after that, and then after that you got your good people that smoke weed sometimes. So there's a little bit of a format, but I'm not trying to be in a format situation. This isn't a professional attempt at doing something. This isn't my career. Which leads me to the next conversation. But before we get to that, let me just say about the YouTube apocalypse, which all I was talking about before was the party's over. So then came the YouTube apocalypse. So the party's over was basically saying, if you don't follow the guidelines, then we're going to treat your videos like cancer. And we're not going to fucking put them on like the suggested videos list. We're not going to fucking promote them for the hell of it. And even big YouTubers were getting fucked with, well, even if your video is trending by the metric that there's 1 million hits a day or some shit, we're not going to include it on the trending list. And this fucking this hit everybody. The party's over thing fucked with everybody. But then came the apocalypse, the ad apocalypse. And that's where the big advertisers out there that made it so YouTube could make this promise a long time ago that they were going to pay people for content. So the advertisers basically pay YouTube. YouTube pays the content creators based on how many times their ads got ran, because basically people watch the fucking videos. And it's a pretty straight up fair system, because you got people that are like, getting 1 million hits a day or more on videos. Them ads are a running, Well, the problem arose when with the rise of this alt-right movement, and the whole idea that you would have like some Nazi ass like white supremacist YouTube channel all of a sudden getting monetized videos running I don't know, Anti-Defamation League commercials on fucking videos about how they want to cleanse the Jews out of the fucking country or something. I'm not sure. I'm just generalizing, but that's basically what the fuck was going on, and why advertisers were starting to like back the fuck up. Because channels like mine, let's face it, we're kind of flying under the radar. And essentially, I wasn't looking at trying to get paid from ads at all anyway. But I did put ads on videos for a while just to experiment with the numbers and look at how the numbers worked. And even my lowly ass, with the very few subscribers that I have and the very few amounts of hits I get on videos, still somehow fucking, I could gauge, what was going on, and I still seen a big drop after the ad apocalypse happened. For no apparent reason. So, I don't know. Anyway, sorry. So basically, I was on this situation where I'm not making money, didn't care, because I was just doing this for fun, basically. And then, yeah, it just kept, the new things that kept happening because of YouTube adjusting its algorithm and making it so that they could control content better. All of it affected my channel. I mean, everything. And one of the biggest ones that I've heard of and I've seen happen on my channel, and I'm warning people out there that actually like my channel, pay attention to make sure you're not ever, that this doesn't happen to you. But for some reason, every time, without fail, that I upload a video, I get hit with, I lose subscribers, Sure, I always am gaining subscribers, but somehow, every time I upload a video, I'm losing 4 to 5, sometimes 10 subscribers. And I have no idea how that even would be possible. Because I look at my subscription that I subscribe to, the people that I watch or have subscribed to in the past, and there's people on there that I definitely do not want to watch any of their videos. And there's people on there that I might have watched some videos at one time and I just not interested anymore or whatever. It's not, that's not something that a YouTube subscriber or a person that's just watching videos and you have an account, that's not something you actually do, is it? Like go down and knock because there's no limit to how many people you can subscribe to. And the people that you subscribed to like 2 years ago and you don't watch that shit anymore, it's so buried down in the bottom of the list that it ain't like you're gonna fucking see a video anyway. So what's the point of unsubscribing? You just don't do it. I haven't never done it. But somehow every time I upload a video, my subscriptions drop anywhere from, like I said, 3 to 10. And yeah, sure, people are always subscribing, but I'm barely I'm climbing a steep hill here. I'm barely, I'm figuring that a channel like mine and with the topics that I talk about, sure, all the suppression techniques are going to be applied to it from the corporate masters or whatever, but at the same time, I still think there's a lot of organic support for my channel and for people that want to hear, what I'm coming from the perspective that a lot of people are feeling about the drug war, but mainly marijuana and the cannabis war. So I'm sitting here like, okay, and I understand that people have 1 million subscribers or more. They're gonna have, like, when they put out a weed video, it's gonna have like 80,000 views. No shit. But in the old days, that would help me because if, say, Stephen Colbert, The Late Show, or John Oliver put a fucking video out talking about marijuana, you see it gets 6 million views in one day. And I'm like, can I get a couple of those? And in the old days, my video would be in the fucking recommended videos list because there would only be a handful of people that made a video about the same topic at that time, and you'd also get some of the more popular videos that would be at the time of the same subject that were getting a lot of views. So they changed the algorithm big time from what I've been used to for the last 10 years before I started this channel. I've never had a YouTube channel where I really actively tried to get, make videos all the time and whatever you want to call it, like get more subscribers and whatever I'm doing, And I'm kind of trying a little bit, I'm not saying I'm really going out there and trying. And I don't want to be a YouTuber anyway because and that's another thing I want to get to is the production quality or whatever. But anyway, one last thing on that whole apocalypse thing. So, I feel like I should have thousands of subscribers by now. I mean, really though, I'm not. I don't have a big ego or nothing. I'm not like trying to freak out like, oh man, I'm the shit, dude. Everybody should be watching my shit. I'm not like that at all. I'm just saying, I look around and there ain't no fucking channel like this. There really ain't. I mean, Radical Russ, he's the only other person that makes shitloads of videos about weed. And to be honest, man, I love Russ. He's my favorite person in the weed freaking world. Him and Tom Angel are my two top favorites. Um, but it's hard to watch his videos, man. It's just, I'm sorry, dude. It's just a little bit hard to watch. I don't know what it is, but and I mean, I'm not saying I'd rather watch my videos than yours. I watch your videos all the time. Um, there's just something about there isn't something like me. And at one time I tweeted, I would say I was the Kyle Kalinske of weed news, but he's already that. So you have your Kyle Kalinskis and other people that once in a while they'll throw in a weed story, but it doesn't happen that fucking often. But when it does, it's pretty awesome because it's like, oh shit, he talked about weed, dude. And it's like with Kyle Kalinske, it's not that big of a surprise. He talks about weed kind of like once a week sometimes. He's pretty frequent about it. Like if there's something going on, like he covered the Kratom thing and he dropped stories all throughout last year's elections because that's just what was going on. You had lots of stories. So when there's millions of big major headliners and people like that are going to do it. But the last point was that, I feel like I should have had a lot more subscribers by now. And I haven't really kept track of how many unsubscribers there were ever since this YouTube apocalypse thing really started to crunch shit. But whatever, it did it, and I'm there. Victim of it from day one. So, yeah, that's kind of the summary of that. And then, so on to the production thing. I see myself getting my setup more geared up to where I can just go ahead and just do a bunch of live shit. Just from then on, just every time I go to make a video, it's pretty much just going to be a live production. I don't know. I don't like production. I don't like to edit. I kind of do, but I don't have time to. It's not like what I do for a living. I don't sit at my computer for hours at a time. So I'm not trying to be an editor. And I'm not trying to have like production quality, like background music or any kind of music, any kind of theme stuff, logos flying around. I mean, this isn't a news channel. This is just commentary. Um, and I've seen people make just commentary video channels, and you got like H3 Productions. You got people like that where they make commentary, and it's like boom, big shit. Yep, my videos can be long at times. This one's getting a little bit longer than I wanted to spend talking about this, but good point. That is the thing about editing is I would like to at least sit down with the video long enough to edit it once. So if you're talking about like a 20-minute video, it's only going to cut it down to like 17 minutes because editing to me I try to keep to what I'm going to say, like it's all in my head before I make the video. So I just try to stick to those points, and basically like when I have to read, I'm reading the copy, and then I'll throw in my 2 cents. So it always ends up being longer than I want it to be, or what I envision it. Like I'll be like, okay, this one's gonna be a 10-minute video or a 12-minate video, and it's like 20 to a half hour. And the video I made last night, 45 minutes or some shit. I mean, yeah, sometimes it does do that. So at one point, I thought to myself that was one of the things I was gonna do is go ahead and like knock out the meat of the story and read it straight through and then do some commentary afterwards. But that's not fair. Like, I mean, maybe people just want to hear the commentary. So I don't really have a format, and I've been working on trying to get the time of the video length into some kind of a thing that's like consumable, but not so short that it's like I can't really make the points. And one last note on the production thing is that, yeah, I mean, I'm still like just sitting here with like barely, not even 1,000 subscribers. People are watching my videos. I got a pretty good solid group of people that like to watch most of my videos, and that's pretty much like what I hope to see. And then there's like the spillover, and then there's videos once in a while where thousands of people will get shit going. Um, so basically, yeah, I like try to like I got lost there because I was reading a comment. Sorry. um, yeah, I didn't set out to do this as like a full-time thing at all, but I'm telling you, man, like I'm onto something. And yeah, maybe if I can like see a vision of where this can be crafted into that, where the videos that are like the daily videos or the shorter videos are actually really short, and then maybe have somewhat more of a format on the weekly videos. And I want to start, like I said, I'm more concerned about getting my environment the way I want it so I can do different things that I really want to do, like actually have live guests and shit. That's kind of like where I want to head in that direction. I mean, basically, right now, where I'm at, I feel like I'm plateaued for what I was doing all year. Like it was kind of primitive. I mean, the first video was really primitive. I was just so mad that I couldn't start doing it that I just shot the shit in my garage. Um, so basically, like the first video was what I wanted to do. And the video that I just made yesterday is where it kind of is. It's not a whole lot different. It's just enough different to where I can see where the direction is heading. And what I want to do is basically, like I said, have more live shows where I can have like a feel to like the environment of the show, instead of like the rigid what I'm doing now. It's basically just like reading the articles that I normally read, but now I'm reading it to the audience with my critique. And it's like when me and my friend sits here and reads these articles, sometimes we'll just be like jumping ahead of each other on like the talking points that we want to make, and it's kind of fun, but I don't always get that. So I do it here, and I think I'm just kind of babbling at this point, but I do want to make sure that everybody knows once again that I am planning on continuing to do this. I do believe that the subs are just going to keep building up. I know it's harder than ever right now. You got, like I said, every time I put a video out, and I'm trying to put a video out, one video a day for the next 30 days. Yeah, me too. I'm so high I can't. That fucking didn't even light this thing. I hit it once. um. So yeah, I'm doing this thing right now where I'm gonna make a video a day for 30 days. And I'm gonna see what happens. And I know my experiences is when I make a video, that shit is like you put the video out, you lose like 3 subs. But before I put the video out, if there was a 3 day gap, then I already probably gained 5 or 6 subs. So it's kind of like I'm still climbing up. It's not totally neutering me yet. On that note, I guess I almost forgot this point too. Goddamn, 20 minutes. On that tip, I actually am considering looking at alternative means of putting my videos out. And now that the big fear there is that somebody will get lost along the way, but I'm sure that's not going to be a problem because I could just put a video out here, and be like, "Hey, here's the fucking video. It's on, Twitch or something. I'll be live streaming from Twitch. I'm not saying I'm gonna be, but I'm just saying there's other platforms out there, platforms that are much more welcoming than YouTube for a channel that talks about something that, quite frankly, is still way like behind the times for a lot of the fucking country. And these advertisers kind of gave you the they gave you the business with that YouTube apocalypse shit. They basically said, well, hey, in the case of the alt writers, that's what they claimed was the reason. Like, well, we don't want our ads on them damn Nazi videos for sure. And but what it ended up happening is anybody that violated the previous YouTube addendum that they emailed us, that everybody called the party YouTube party over. They just was like, okay, now we don't have to really worry about giving them guys ad revenue either. And we're talking about anybody that said anything against the mainstream. If you guys aren't familiar with those guidelines, they're basically, I would break them by swearing, but I don't think the swearing was enforced as long as it wasn't in the title. In the title, I've seen people where they made words that, they spelled them weird or put different symbols as letters just to throw off the algorithm and still get revenue for news related shit. Because that was another thing that would kill me, is like, if you were reporting on something like war, and in this case the Duterte videos were getting flagged left and right, they wasn't gonna pay you ad revenue for that shit. Now CNN, on the other hand, could put a fucking video out every 10 minutes talking about all the different wars and all the different bombs and shit, and they would get paid for every single one. They would get ad revenue on all of them. So it only affected like the YouTubers that were doing alternative media. And again, I don't know why I'm talking about this shit because it didn't affect me at all, and I wouldn't even care. But it's just the environment for what I do and what I'm talking about is hardly welcomed on YouTube. And what you find is like you'll see other people make a video about cannabis once in a great while, and it'll just be like, because it's kind of like the popular thing to do. Now, if you're talking about mainstream media, they're coming at it with reefer madness and demonizing it because that's how they get paid. They're getting paid from the other side, the people that want to keep it illegal. And yeah, they're more than willing to do the stories because to them it's still hip and cool to do fucking weed reporting. But when you read what they're talking about, you're like, you guys are crazy. And then you got the other flip side to that where, the weed advertising is behind it and shit. And there's advertisers that are willing to roll with people like the cannabis and all these other outlets. So I don't know, and then that's the other option. What do I do? Do I just sell out and go work for somebody and stop being so bold about it? And I definitely don't want to do that, man. I just want to see this channel grow. I'm patient and I'm old enough to be like, I'm not trying to like get 1 million subs tomorrow, but if you ever see a video that just looks like it's a little bit kind of like grabbing for like that viral feel to it where there's, I mean, to me, the biggest video I think I got has like 20 some thousand views. That's not shit, man. Like if you go to a big YouTube channel, that's what they get like within 20 minutes of putting the video up. So I don't feel like I'm doing shit on YouTube, which is what to say that if, you know, if I was to move to a different platform altogether, I don't know if that would even happen because there's nothing like YouTube. You know what I mean? It's just like Facebook. Fucking nobody likes to log into Facebook, especially on a daily basis or anything. But as a utility, sometimes you have to do it to go in there at least once or something. And Facebook is just cancer, man. But there's nothing like it. And even if there was, there's not enough people on it for it to really matter because you have this, you already are in this network and have this group of people that are in the network that you know about or whatever. And it's kind of the unique thing about it. And that's why, like I said, YouTube is at least that. And it's not to say that, you know, YouTube's helping anybody like me because they're not. Like I said, in the old days, you would see a video come out about, you know, something to do with autism being floated as a medical marijuana qualifier in a state like Minnesota. That would be kind of like low level news, but it kind of sounds like something that you could get trending. And so if somebody did it, like if somebody like I don't even know, I don't know who would do it in the mainstream media these days, but when they, you know, would do that, normally their videos would get anywhere from 5,000 to 50,000 views. And meanwhile, when you go to watch one of those videos, what do? I know what I do. I'm sitting here bored as hell, and I'm looking at the suggested videos on the below it. It's kind of like how other people get their videos, get views from people that's never heard of their channel and shit. I'm pretty sure my videos do never show up on that shit anymore. When I first started putting videos out, I noticed that they were showing up on those. But now, nope, nothing like that. I mean, it's really just almost word of mouth. And I agree, like, there's other places and other platforms where I think I would get more views just on random people that don't know about me views. That being said, like I said, I'm not gonna pander to that kind of shit, and there isn't really too many weed stories that do go viral, so I don't think you have to worry about that. But I mean, I'm not worried about it. Like I said, final note, I think I'm gonna end this before we get to 30 minutes here. Damn, I thought this was gonna be like 10 minutes. This is why, and it's basically, yeah, there might be a couple changes, but not much, and it's probably definitely not gonna happen anytime soon because I'm still recovering from this getting robbed shit. I got this is it. Like things are coming back online, and I think I'll be pretty good in the next week or two, and then I can focus on all this shit. And really, like I said though, to make a video a day isn't that big of a deal. I think I can do that, and we'll see what happens with the subscribers. Like when I first started saying I'm gonna make a video a day, I was at 750, and that was like 3 days ago. I missed a couple days, I think. So I'll look at where I made the videos where it don't stop for 30 days, and I got all the reports about what this shit is, and we'll see how much this thing happens. Like I know when I don't make a video for like 5 days in a row, the subscribers go up like 10 or 11. I mean, I feel like it's gonna be like a net loss by doing it, but I really need to try it and see what's going on with this shit, man. All right, y'all. It's been all right. Making this live video. It's the first live video I've ever done on this channel right here. I've done a lot of live videos on Facebook, but I've never done a live video on this channel. And yeah, it's been fun. Thank you all for tuning in, and have a good night.